Hello, welcome to Phantom Recap. Today, we're diving into Scream 2, the bloody sequel to the original Woodsboro massacre. New rules, new suspects, and Ghostface is back. Let's get into it. It's been 1 year since the Woodsboro killings. Sidney Prescott survived the horror, but the past isn't done with her yet. This is Scream 2, where sequels get bloodier. And the killer gets smarter. Maureen Evans and her boyfriend Phil Stevens attend the premiere of Stab, a movie based on the Woodsboro murders. It's a full house, with everyone in Ghostface masks. But while Phil takes a bathroom break, he's stabbed through the stall by a masked killer. The murderer returns to the theater, wearing Phil's jacket, and sits next to Maureen. During the loudest part of the movie, he kills her, right in her seat. She stumbles to the stage, covered in blood, and dies in front of a cheering crowd that still thinks it's part of the show. Sidney Prescott is now in college at Windsor University, trying to live a normal life. She has a best friend, Hallie, and a new boyfriend, Derek. She's even acting in the school play. But when Maureen and Phil are killed, Sidney starts receiving anonymous phone calls again, complete with the same creepy voice from Woodsboro. News reporter Gail Weathers returns to cover the new murders, always chasing the next big story. Dewey Riley, still limping from his stab wounds a year earlier, shows up to protect Sidney. There's tension between Gail and Dewey, part flirting, part resentment. Randy Meeks, Sidney's movie-loving friend from Woodsboro, is also back. And as the murders continue, he explains the rules of a horror sequel. C.C. Cooper, a sorority sister, is murdered alone in her house. The killer stabs and throws her off the balcony after a brutal chase. Soon after, Sidney is attacked on campus in broad daylight. Derek tries to protect her, but gets slashed on the arm. As the body count rises, suspicion spreads. Could the killer be someone Sidney knows? Randy, Mickey, and their classmates talk about how horror sequels are always bigger and bloodier. But soon, Randy himself is lured outside by a phone call from the killer. Ghostface grabs him near a news van and stabs him to death, hidden in broad daylight. Sidney starts to question everyone, including Derek. He gave her his fraternity necklace after the attack, and now she's wondering if he's too perfect? Gail and Dewey search for clues. They review footage from the murders but get ambushed in the college recording studio. Dewey is stabbed while Gail hides behind a soundproof glass, helpless as she watches. He tried to break in but he couldn't, so she lets her be for now. Sidney and Hallie are placed under police protection and escorted off campus. But Ghostface ambushes the car, kills both officers, and crashes the vehicle. To escape, Sidney and Hallie must quietly climb over the unconscious killer. They make it out, only for the killer to suddenly vanish. And Hallie is stabbed seconds later. Sidney is lured to the campus theater, where Derek is tied up. Mickey, one of her classmates, reveals himself as the killer. He claims he wants to become famous by going on trial and blaming the movies. Then, the real mastermind enters, the reporter who has been disturbing Gail for long and, who's actually Nancy Loomis, the mother of Billy Loomis, the original killer from Scream. She wants revenge for her son's death. Mickey expects her to help him. But she shoots him instead, who in turn shoots Gail. Sidney fights back. She uses the theater's set and props to fight off Mrs. Loomis. Just as Mrs. Loomis is about to kill her, Cotton Weary, Sidney's former enemy, shows up and saves her by shooting the killer. Gail, wounded but alive, also survives the fight. By morning, the nightmare is over. The killers are dead. Gail finally puts the camera down and walks off with Dewey, who is alive and taken to the hospital. Sidney refuses to give interviews and walks away, tired but alive. Cotton gets his spotlight. Sidney gets her piece. For now. In horror, sequels are always bloodier. But Sidney Prescott still survives. Thanks for watching this Phantom recap of Scream 2. Like, subscribe, and let us know which horror film we should break down next.